really gotta do. You can count on us, we come through. We got everything you need, that's true. And applause for the traffic avenue.
Traffic Avenue, the show for me and you. Mondays to Fridays, ooh.
95, 96, 97.3 City FM. It doesn't get any better than that.
Detailed news, unparalleled coverage. City News on 97.3 FM.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
City News.
.3 City FM. Hello, good evening, and welcome to Eyewitness News, coming to you live from our studios here in Accra. I am Sammy Wiafe, and tonight I'm here with
Ejubi Wiafe Akenting.
Coming up in the next 1 hour 30 minutes.
I believe my presence here will be more useful to my people and also to the nation, even than my service at Nigeria.
Ghana's High Commissioner to Nigeria, Baba Jama, officially files nomination to contest Ayawaso East NDC parliamentary primary. Tonight, we hear from the man himself. Also coming up on Eyewitness News, Wale MP condemns attack on journalists and civilians by military personnel stationed in the Northeast region. And later on Eyewitness News, we hear from the management of the Metro Mass Transit Limited on plans to clear some spare parts left at the port for 2 years. Stay with 97.3 City FM for more on this and other stories on Eyewitness News. Also coming up in business.
SEC assures green bonds are safe from DDEP fallout.
Eyewitness News is live on our affiliates across the country, around the globe. We're on citynewsroom.com talking about affiliates.
In the Western region, we're live on Premier 100.5 FM, Beach 105.5 FM, and Sky 93.5 FM, all in Takrade. In the Bono region, tune into Greener 95.9 FM in Sunyane. In the Ahafo region, it's Hammers Radio 106.5 FM in Goso. In the Ashanti region, tune into Alpha Radio 104.9 FM and Orange 107.9 FM, all in Kumasi. In the Volta region, we're live on Global 105.1 FM in Ho and Adanu 107.7 FM in Adakluwaya. In the Northern region, we're live on Diamond 93.7 FM in Tamale. In the Upper West is Westlink 88.1 FM in Laura and Pupeli 92.7 FM in Wa. In the Upper East region is Source 100.1 FM in Boko and Pure 100.5 FM in Navrongo. In the Northeast region, tune into Scarp 101.3 FM in Nakpanduri.
You can join the conversation with your WhatsApp message. The number is 0539 986 996. 0539 986 996. Let's go to our first story. And we go to the Ayawaso East constituency, where Ghana's High Commissioner to Nigeria, Mohammed Baba Jamal Ahmed, has officially filed his nomination to contest in the NDC's parliamentary primaries, when is expected to take place on the 7th of February next month, in anticipation of the primaries, the by-election, which is expected to take place on the 3rd of March this year, following the passing of the Member of Parliament for the area, Muhammad Tui. Let's go to the phone line and speak to Mohammed Baba Jamal Ahmed, Ghana's High Commissioner to Nigeria. Good evening, Baba. Thank you very much for your time. I'm sure it's right if I say congratulations for officially filing your nomination.
Thank you very much.
But there are many who have asked that, why do you still want to be a member of parliament after serving as an MP in the Akwetia constituency?
I don't know how many times people want me to answer this question. I've answered this question umpteen times. And I think that for the benefit of your listeners, I'll once again explain that I am a politician and I have goals and visions. I was a member of parliament for Akwetia. Immediately after Akwetia in 2016, I changed constituency and came to where I grew up. Those of you who don't know, I grew up in Nima. I came to Nima when I was only 13 years I've stayed here all my life. Even when I was a member of Parliament for Akwetia, anytime I come to Accra, I'm found in Nima. So I don't think that there's anything wrong with my ambition to represent the people of East Ayawaso, to continue or represent them in a way that will change the narrative in the constituency.
Baba, why do you want to leave the diplomatic circle and come back to Parliament? Because currently you are Ghana's High Commissioner to Nigeria. You want to leave the diplomatic circle and come back to Parliament?
When you ask these questions, I know all those who ask these questions always think about material things. They think that Nigeria is better, Nigeria has all the diplomatic largesse, which I agree. My conditions of service in Nigeria is far, far better than maybe an MP here in Ghana, maybe 2 times better. So definitely that question naturally comes. But I am not motivated by material things. I am motivated by human service. I am motivated by service to my people. So if you talk about material things, then you say that, then go to Nigeria, stay there, and then maybe make your whatever you can make and come back home. I know Nigeria has all the largesse that you can think of, but I am motivated by service, and that's why I have decided to come back and serve the people, because that has been my long-time ambition. Because when I came here, I contested the last election. It's not like I've just jumped in. I contested the last election. I was second in the ballot. And so I don't think that there's anything wrong with me rekindling that ambition and the need and the motivation to change the narrative for my people. If you come to Nima, the challenges here are enormous. But we need decisive leadership who can bring his caliber, his credibility to bear on the community to ensure that we are able to improve the community. So if you ask me, I am not motivated by material things. I'm motivated by service to my people.
Baba, does it mean you never liked the appointments to serve as Ghana's High Commissioner?
How can you say that? How can you say that? How can you say that? I'm very, very excited and happy. In fact, I thank Allah and I thank the President for seeing me worthy of taking me to Nigeria to represent my country. I am very, very proud of that. But it has not also taken away the fact that, because you see, what happened in Nima, the death of our MP, we can only say that may Allah have mercy on him, because nobody expected that. And so my mission was to go to Nigeria, spend the rest of maybe 3-4 years, and then come back and compete. I wanted the seat, but not this early. I wanted the seat, but not this quick. You understand?
So you've always you've always had the ambition for this particular seat.
Oh, that's definitely. There's no doubt about that. I contested the last time, and I have made it clear I was going to contest again. So I needed it, but like I'm telling you, I needed the seat, but not this way, not through somebody's death or not this sudden. But it has happened. So what do? You can see that it's not me alone. We were 3 who contested the last time. The 2 of us who are alive are part of the race. There are 3 more people. In fact, 6 people picked the form. 3 more people have come to us. So we are 5 now. So you can see that it's not me alone, but it has happened. So life must continue. So all what we can do is to pray for him, our brother who is dead, and then also try to replace him, because by law we have only 60 days to do what we are supposed to do and come back to Burma. So if you say I'm not happy, how can I say that? Like I said, I needed this seat, but not this early. So my plans were to go and stay in Nigeria, do my best for the country. And I can assure you that my 5 to 6 months stay in Nigeria has really turned things around. I can give you 3 or 4 major achievements that I've achieved since I went to Nigeria within this short time. So I am excited about it, but if this has happened, I have to come back and save my people.
Baba, have you officially informed the president of this ambition, and what was his reception to you?
Why do you want me to reveal what is supposed to be a secret between my governmental issues? This is beyond the public. I am here.
But this is public service, Baba. This is public service.
Hold on. Public service, yes. But is it everything that is disclosed to the public? Can you ask that security matters should be disclosed to the public directly? Once you have seen me contesting, then you know I have the blessings of everybody I'm supposed to consult to contest. So that should naturally occur to you. That, of course, I didn't just come. I've done all the consultation necessary to come and contest. I've done that. And so if I'm contesting, you know that I have sought the necessary approvals to be able to contest in the interest of the country, in the interest of the my community, and of course in the interest of the people of the good people of East House. Baba,
if I'm using my words carefully, if you don't win, will you go back to serve as a diplomat?
You see, two things. If I win, fine. If I don't win, I'll continue to serve my people. I'll still go back, because my coming here, I'll go back to serve as to represent the country. Yes, I'll do that. But I can assure you that I'm confident, inshallah, I will be elected.
How confident are you? Because we're told that 6 of you picked up forms, only 5 decided to submit today, and 1 person has decided to withdraw from the race. How confident are you?
You see, in elections, you cannot say I'm 100% sure, but you only do your work. And it is God that makes kings. It is God that makes chiefs or elect MPs. It's God. So as a Muslim, I believe that Allah will give us the opportunity to serve our people. But if the decision lies with Allah, what I can do is to do my work and also pray that Allah will have mercy on us and we go. But I can assure you I have done my best. Whatever I'm supposed to do, I have done. And therefore, I am confident Allah will answer our prayers.
There are many political watchers say this is a race between you and the widow of the late member of parliament for the area. You think there's a tough one for you coming against the widow of the late MP?
Why should I think it is a tough one? I don't really. I have tried as much as possible to avoid questions that goes to the widow, because as a Muslim, what is happening is something that is abominable to me. And that's why in all my interviews I try to avoid questions around the widow. Because as a Muslim, my prayer is that someday if I'm no more, my wife will mourn me in the Islamic way by staying indoors in seclusion for 4 months, 10 days. And I will be sad as a Muslim to see my wife or somebody turning my home into a campaign center, and that is what I don't want to see as a Muslim. So I avoid those questions. It is a choice democratically to do what you want, but I, as a Muslim, don't see that as right. But I won't go into details discussion here. I have my policy. I have my vision. I want to go by that.
Baba, thank you very much, and I wish you all the best.
It's a pleasure talking to you.
Baba Jamal is Ghana's High Commissioner to Nigeria and NDC parliamentary aspirant in the Yawaso East constituency. Let's just stay with this matter and speak to Rashid Tanko Computer. He's Deputy Director of Elections and IT for the National Democratic Congress, in charge of this whole Yawaso East parliamentary primaries. Rashid, good evening. Thank you very much for your time. As of today, we understand 5 people have filed their nomination officially. 1 person has decided not to contest again. Is that a case as we have it here?
Yeah, very well. Let me say good evening to you and your cherished listeners across the globe. Yes, as you've indicated, 5 people have officially filed to contest the upcoming primaries. In fact, initially, 6 of them picked nomination But at the close of filing today, only 5 of them returned their nomination form and went through the process successfully. Now, what is next on the line is tomorrow to do vetting. We will be vetting the 5 of them tomorrow and then proceed with balloting. After the vetting, if somebody is aggrieved with the outcome of the vetting, then he can appeal. He or she can appeal. Don't forget there are 4 men and a lady, so there are 5. So tomorrow, after the vetting, if somebody is aggrieved, then the appeal committee will be sitting tomorrow at the tail end of the vetting to listen to the person, so that we conclude the process of vetting and balloting tomorrow, and then we can now proceed to the printing of the ballot papers for the Electoral Commission to conduct the primaries for us on the 7th of February.
You expect all the aspirants to appear before you in person for the vetting? I'm asking this because we know one of the aspirants, which is the widow of the late MP, who is requesting for her vetting to be done virtually because of some Islamic rites that she's going through. That's why I'm asking this particular question.
Well, by the party rules and regulations, I know the matter has gotten to the General Secretary, and then an official response will be given to them.
So an official response will come in respect of this particular request?
Yes.
Taku, so the primaries is on the 7th, right? So the MPP, your colleagues in the MPP decided not to do a primary. They decided to select a candidate. So whoever wins from your end will face this individual. Are you worried that already the MPP has an advantage in terms of campaigning the constituency before you go through your process all over?
In any case, they should have just chickened out from the process because they know they are just going to waste their time in the constituency. Look, they should have just exhibited what they did in Tamale Central by running away from the contest. I don't see them making any impact in Ayawasu East. In fact, our aim is to increase our vote margin in the Ayawasu East by-election. That is our intention, and that is what we are planning. As to who emerges as our candidate is not an issue, but the party itself is going strongly to make sure that we sell the good works of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama to the good people of Ayawasu East, of which they already kept faith with the party. And I can tell you these 5 people who are fake nomination and are going to be vetted tomorrow, any of them who is elected, I can assure you, we are going to win and increase the vote margin. The last time we got over 22,000 votes, they had just 9,000 votes. Look at the difference. Even if they get 100%, they will still be 18,000. They can't even come closer to it. They know. They are just coming because the last one, they chickened out and their party supporters were attacking them. They decided that, okay, this time we are going in. That's why they just want to handpick. They are not learning from their lessons. I told you, this party, the MPP, they are going through a lot of problems. And they need to take their time and reorganize their party before thinking of contesting any election as of now. Because the kind of defeat they are going to face in Ayawasu is only God knows.
So you mean the candidate they've chosen, which is Baba Ali, he's the constituency secretary, well held that position for a number of years, is not matched to any of the individuals you will elect on the 7th of February? Is that what you're saying?
Completely he's not. Completely. In fact, they're just using him to be on the face of the elephant in that constituency, but not to make any impact. It's much ado about nothing. That is what they're just going to do. Just to let their party people know that we are still around, but not to make any impact. I can assure you, the vote margins that we are going to increase and the kind of defeat that they will get, in fact, they would have wished not to even contest the election because we are prepared. We've prepared our arsenals very well, and our arsenals are the job we have done over the period. What we have done over the period is Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the good policies we have brought since we came into office. These are our arsenal, and we are going to use it in the constituency.
Taku, you sound very confident. Is it because the seat is already an NDC seat?
I will always tell you that anytime we are going, when I prepare and look at the crystal ball and tell you that this is what we are going to do, it will come to pass. I told you that we are going to beat them in the Akotia by-election. People thought we were joking. The people are seeing the good works of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. It came to pass. I pretend NDP always rig elections, and this time, since they have appetite for rigging, we also have appetite for catching them. And that is why they can't perform any magic in any election as of now. They will always lose. And that is what we are doing. And I can tell you that, look, this by-election we are going for Ayawasu East, they will lose and lose heavily. They better not even participate. But this is their democratic right that they want to contest. That is their cup of tea. But I can tell you, we are ready. Our crack different campaigners are ready. We are just waiting for the primaries. After that, then they will zoom into the constituency, and then we'll sell the good works of the NDC. And then the candidates we are bringing, and the people will see the need to vote for the NDC and retain the seat for the NDC in Parliament.
Tanko, thank you very much for your time. Rashid Tanko Computer is Deputy Director of Elections and IT for the National Democratic Congress, NDC.
An aspirant in the Ayawasu East NDC primary, Abdul Salam Daru, has withdrawn from the race and declared his support for Hajia Amina Adam, widow of the late MP Mahama Nessa Toure. Addressing journalists, he said his decision follows advice from the party's hierarchy and Hajia Amina Adam's demonstrated commitment to youth empowerment.
Of interviews that we have granted, the message of the street has really gone wide, and the system has received our message, and we have received quite a lot of calls and wise counsel and advice from key party officials, figures, and advisors on how the future of the current contest must be and on how our decisions must be. We have been advised that in the current complexities and the dynamics of this by-election, we will have to take a strategic decision of waiting, not retreating. So out of that decision, what it means is that we will not be able to advance our contest into the primaries, not because we want to retreat, but because we want to respect the system. And it is the youth that are calling for us. And we know we stand for the interests of the youth. And therefore, we have assessed the various candidates left in this contest. And we are not left by any choice but to admit that the only candidates that we can trust, that we have worked with in the past, that we know has the interests of the youth and is likely or highly going to respect and protect and promote the interests of the youth, is the wife of the late Honorable Nasser Muhammad Toure, Ajia Amina Adam, who is actually my mother. I've worked with her at the time, I've worked with the Honorable and with her support, and I have personally seen how supportive she is to young people. And based on that experience and based on the discussions we have had, we believe the wife of the late Honorable Nasser Muhammad Toure is better placed at this material moment to advance the interests of young people in this community. She's done.
Abdul Salam Dari was an aspirant in the Ayawasu East NDC primary.
Still listening to Eyewitness News, coming to you live from our studios here in Accra. We'll go for a quick break. When we come back, we hear from the Member of Parliament for the Wale Wale constituency and why he's condemning assault on journalists and civilians by military personnel stationed in the area.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Hey, is it my TV or my eyes? Why? If you say everything clear past my future.
Charlie, it's not your eyes, it's the TCL C6K QD Mini LED TV.
With QD Mini LED technology, you get deep blacks, bright highlights, and colors so real. See, even the referee's board head, they shine.
Movies, football, gaming, every detail sharp like a new razor blade.
If your old TV they show bleh bleh, Charlie, it's time to upgrade.
Visit any Electroland Ghana shop for yours and enter the ongoing Achedia promo.
TCL C6K QD Mini LED TV.
TCL, inspire greatness.
Oh, jump on now.
Go, the go. Go me. At what time when you come back, we are not hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I not change my car. It be the same right. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Cause now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, you go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. protector. And what they boss my mind self be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my gobe inside?
I give you info. Make a fill the gobe too small.
Go.
Yo, Pana. Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
Hey, Andrea. Challenge these days, new level crowd. Where did you pass?
Me, pass somewhere. I just switched for a better life. Hey. I switched for comfort. Look, your salary deserves better.
Switch?
Yeah.
How do you mean?
I switched my salary account to Fidelity Bank.
Oh, okay.
And that's my jackpot. I get higher loan amounts with lower interest rates, as well as personalized financial support. They gave me a loan to expand my side hustle. And the terms are just flexible.
Wow.
Your salary deserves better.
Oh, my salary deserves better, Pa. You see the way you are smiling wide? Yes, I will switch and smile wider. Your salary deserves better. Switch to Fidelity Bank today and enjoy lower interest rate, car and home loan, personalized financial support, and a smile that lasts. Switch and smile wider. Fidelity Bank. Believe with us.
If I believe with us, Fidelity. If I know I need your side, Fidelity.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
You're welcome back. You're still listening to Eyewitness News, coming to you live from our studios here in Accra. AGB has some more stories.
The Member of Parliament for Wale Wale, Mahamatia Abdul Kabir, is calling on the Ministry of Defense to investigate alleged military brutality against a journalist and civilians in Wale Wale. He says soldiers assaulted residents, damaged vehicles, and destroyed the mobile phone of a correspondent with Media General. In a statement, the MP warned that unchecked abuses could spark civilian-military confrontations, describing the incident as unwarranted and unprofessional.
Let's get more on this and speak to the Member of Parliament for the area, Dr. Kabiru Mahama, on this matter. Doc, good evening. Thank you very much for your time. What briefing do you have as far as this matter is concerned?
Good evening, and good evening to your cherished listeners. Yeah, rightly stated, the military acted recklessly. They acted unprofessionally. They acted brutally against innocent civilians and a journalist. And I think that the act of the group that is supposed to be maintaining law and order is very condemnable, that they are now actually instilling disorder within Wale Wale and its environs, and to have descended that low in keeping peace and order. I think that people must call them out. The people who have ordered them to do that should feel ashamed, and that the ministry responsible for defense would have to thoroughly investigate the matter and let the perpetrators of this barbaric act being brought to book.
What really happened? What have the journalists told you, and what did the journalists do to warrant this assault?
Well, so these are journalists who went into a drugstore to buy drugs. He came out of the drugstore only to be confronted by the military. They asked, who is the owner of this motorbike? That was the question. The journalist, in an attempt to answer, even before he could answer, he was whipped on the back. Then, even he tried to identify himself as a journalist. One of them retorted, and so what? So clearly, it's a scheme. It was designed to brutalize every single person on site. Aside that, there were 3 vehicles. They were parked by the roads. You know what they did? They used knives and punctured these particular vehicles, making them immobile again. That is indiscipline. That is criminal. Motorbikes were parked. They pushed those motorbikes in the gutters. That is clearly military personnel either acting on prejudice, running amok, and actually marauding in town, trying to unleash violence on every single person they see. And I think that we should not be running a country like this. This is a democratic country we are ruled by the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana. And if, in their estimation, any person had even broken a law or was about to break the law, they have the might and power to arrest that person and then send the person to wherever they think they have to send for the person to serve the full rigor of the law. But it clearly are not you, and you are running among them, destroying and beating people, assaulting people. That should not be tolerated. And I think that this is the lowest we can get in our democracy.
And where is the journalist now as we speak?
Well, the journalist was detained. Actually, when he was recognized as a journalist, he was detained for close to 4 hours. They took his phone to be sure that he did not take a recording of whatever they were doing. The sense of his harm, the harm that has been caused to him, which he had shared with his superiors in Accra. They deleted those pictures. Someone called them, supposed to say that they had not done well by treating him that way, and that he should take their apology.
Doc, I'm losing you. I'll be glad if you can reposition. I'm gradually losing you.
Is it better now?
No, it's not. It's not. The line is a bit dodgy. Hello, Dr. Kabiru. Hello, Dr. Kabiru. I'm afraid the reception to Dr. Kabiru Tia is not the best. I'll try and get my producers to raise him back on the telephone to speak to him on this matter. He's issued a statement just before we came on air, condemning an assault on a journalist and a number of civilians at Wali Wali by allegedly military personnel stationed in that area. According to him in the statement, the journalist was detained for close to 4 hours by this military personnel, and then civilians were also attacking vehicles. And there is, I'm told, Dr. Kabiru is back on the line. Doc, let's see if this time around the line is stable. So you were saying that they detained this journalist close to 4 hours.
Yeah, so they detained the journalist for about 4 hours. They took his phone to assess whether or not he had taken any recording of their brutality and unrefined atrocities against the people. They found pictures of he taking pictures of the assault, because he was assaulted heavily on the back. He had some bruises, some injuries on the back. So those pictures were taken and he sent them to his superiors in Accra. They made sure that he deleted. In fact, as a matter of fact, they reset his phone into factory settings. So every data the journalists had gotten was destroyed. And they only could call their superior, and their superior getting back to him to say that they were sorry for what had happened. And I'm saying that is just only the journalist. Because he's a journalist, this is what they could say to him. But the scores of civilians that they brutalized in town, without even caring whether or not they are persons of their stations in life, are some people who matter in the country. And those people, they have not even reached out to any of them. The question is, what would have occasioned you to go into town and beat people? What probably is the justification? The journalist is just one person that you feel that because of the voice he has, this issue would get national attention. But what about the civilians in town? What have they done? You see, and that is what is mind-boggling, because you would expect that an action would have occasioned such an reaction. But what was the action? Nothing. Because they are just acting on some prejudice. I don't think that this is the way we want to go. And I think, again, as I stated, is a lot we can get. The military, their commander who authorized that unlawful exercise would have to, how he said, in shame. And I think that the minister responsible for defense would have, who is now also the minister for finance, would have to make sure that they take responsibility for these atrocities.
We understand this is not the first time the same journalist has been assaulted.
Right. In February, this journalist, together with the reporter for Asasi FM, and again, scores of people in town were assaulted the same way by the military, because they had taken information that a vehicle, even in that time, if the vehicle had developed an electrical fault and got bent, they assume that it is part of the routine, attack of buses on the Bolgatanga Tamale route. And they came without any intelligence, starting to beat people. And these journalists going there to ascertain what had happened. That day they had gone there to ascertain what happened. They were beaten as well. And it is becoming way too many. And I said, look, we shouldn't be doing this. We should not just be acting because we feel like the only way to ensure discipline is to be indisciplined. The military cannot be acting the way they are acting because they are professionals. Even if citizens are behaving in an order that is not in consonance with the rules of the country, they'll have to ensure professionalism and ensure that the right thing is that. But you see, the risk is that once they continue to do that, there will be a breakdown of civilian-military relationship. There's going to be lack of cooperation. The military may end up being targets by the civilians. And I don't think we will need to get that way. We saw what happened to the military Major Mahama, someone who was there to even ensure peace and security. He was targeted by the civilians. We don't want that to happen to the military. The military are providing us good security, but the extent that they are being disorderly, they are being reckless and unprofessional, they are actually drifting towards a situation where there will be civilian-military tension in the Wale Wale and the Northeast region at large.
As a member of parliament, what apart from issuing a statement and speaking on it, what other steps are you taking?
Well, so clearly what the persons have done is actionable in civil. There's civil liability to it, and I'm urging all those people involved, if they want to take an action which is of the civil nature, they would have, and I will give them our fullest support and cooperation to ensure that they are able to ventilate their rights under the laws of the country. Secondly, I will be petitioning. In fact, when Parliament resumes next week, I will file an urgent question. I will ask the Minister responsible for Defense to come and explain, to give cause why those people should not be relieved of their job. And I think that the Minister would have to provide an answer, and if he provides an answer to Parliament, that is the Republic he's providing an answer to, and that would probably be the next move. If any of these things should fail, we will still petition the Ministry for parliamentary inquiry. And I think that the Minister, the Speaker will be so minded because we have oversight responsibility. I am accountable to the people of Wale Wale and the people of Ghana, and if there's anything happening by way of excesses of power by any organ of government, we have the responsibility of calling them out and ensuring that they live within the dictates of the law. And once the Speaker is minded about this particular fact, I'm sure the Speaker will be mindful to admit it so that the parliamentary inquiry will go on.
Thank you very much for your time. Dr. Kabiru Mahama, Member of Parliament for the Wale Wale constituency in the Northeast region. This is Eyewitness News coming to you live from our studio here in Accra. A few of your WhatsApp messages. This one is coming from Wills Yoga in the whole West constituency. And it says, Baba Jama, as Ghana's ambassador or Ghana's high commissioner to Nigeria, you should ensure that your diplomatic grow over political aspiration. Contesting as MP in Ayawaso East undermines his neutrality and commitment as a diplomat. It's time to resign and focus on serving the nation as a member of parliament. Another one from Daniel from Sandema. It says, as the NDC prepares for the Ayawaso East parliamentary primaries, it is imperative that all aspirants conduct themselves in a clean campaign in accordance with the party's core dictates to ensure unity, discipline, and mutual respect. This contest must not become a battleground of personal attack or indiscipline. Judas from Teshi Triblel says, kindly let the government and its stakeholders know that confirming the act is not enough. It's rather fueling it because the corporates involved are working freely. Baba Jamal must give others the opportunity to serve in this country and in the government of President John Dramani Mahama. The good people of Nima must give others the chance, but not Baba Jamal. Akapo from Afomim. As the NDC prepares, I'm sure I read this one already from Daniels in Sandama. This is Eyewitness News coming to you live from our studios here in Accra. We go for a quick break. When we come back, we hear from the management of the Metro Mass Transit Limited on plans to clear spare parts left at the port for close to 2 years.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Want fast, fun, and rewarding games right on your phone? Welcome to Bazikash, where playing is easy and winning is exciting. Getting started is simple. Just dial *245# on any network to access the Bazikash menu. Choose from exciting games like Ghana Jollof, Goldmine, or Trotro. Choose your stake from 1 cedi to 1,000 cedis. You receive a confirmation SMS instantly. No cash out. You are paid directly into your Momo account when you win. This game is for 18 years and above. Bazikash, fast, easy, and accessible to everyone. Dial *245# now and start playing today. Bazikash is in partnership with NLA on the Caritas platform.
Visit our website on www.bazikash.online or on Telegram at bazikashghbout.
Je m'appelle.
Je m'appelle.
Je m'appelle.
Mappé. Et mappé. Eh, Asamo. French idiot. This is a midi croissant.
Meet Aja. She makes sobolo in a small shop in Kaswa. She's going places with MTN Ejumapa. Now, she's learning French kakra to teach her francophone customers indigenous recipes.
Watashi no namae wa.
Watashi no na. My boy.
Whoa. She's learning Japanese too? Watash. What? If you're a woman with a small business, join MTN Ejumapa today by dialing *5060# and enjoy 150 megabytes data, a lifestyle bundle for social media, free MTN to MTN calls every Monday, and an insurance cover. You will also gain access to expert training, discounts on digital tools, and financial support to grow the business of your dreams. Terms and conditions apply. MTN.
My friends, I'm a very happy man. Let me share my testimony. I needed a home at a prime location, but I didn't have enough money. The little I had was too small to buy even a studio apartment, but a friend of mine introduced me to invest to own from Priority View Homes. I invested the little money I had for only 2 years. True to their word, at the maturity date, I qualified for a 2-bedroom luxury apartment at a prime location in Accra. Now look at me, living in my own home without the usual hassle. If you want a stress-free home to live in, I would advise you to sign up to their invest-to-own policy and say cheers to a new home. You may call Priority View Homes Limited on 055-588-2294, 055-588-2294, and you will never regret you did. Priority View Homes. There's no place like home.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
Former Managing Director of Metro Mass Transit Limited, Albert Edubuahene, has rejected claims that he left spare parts containers uncleared at the port. Speaking to Citi News, he said the delay was due to disputed shipping charges of nearly 400,000 cedis, which he formally challenged before leaving office. He expressed concern that the containers remain uncleared after a year later.
I'm too surprised to hear that my successor is telling the world that he recently heard of the container at the port. In fact, these containers came together with the VDL buses. I think the last tranche of buses was in 2024, I think somewhere around April or so. So we were given an exemption by government, but not a full exemption. So we were up and down with GRA for quite some time before we cleared the buses and cleared the 4 containers. So at the time I was leaving office in March, as part of my handing over notes. In fact, personally, I told him that these parts are at the port and that he should get them before. So after 1 year, if they had not been cleared from the port, I don't think anybody should blame Edubuahene for it.
He added that he left Metro Mass in a profitable position and disputed claims that revenue has only increased under the current management.
I moved the company from a loss situation of 43 million to profit before I left office. In 2024, I met the challenges. There were huge of them. I did my best. I did my intervention. All the buses that they are running with now were imported under my watch. The VDLs, I have to go back to the arrangement President Kufuor did with them. We did such that we were going to have, I think, at least was it 50 or 100 units of buses on a yearly basis. I did the last arrangement at the Ministry of Finance before I left. How can you come and increase the line?
That was the former managing director of Metro Mass Transport Limited, Albert Eduwahini.
Let's get more on this particular one because the managing director of Metro Mass, granted an interview to the graphic newspaper where he made these claims about the spare parts at the port. Now, the former managing director has reacted to it, disputing the claims made by the MD of Metro Mass. Let's get some more on this and speak to the deputy managing director of the Metro Mass Transit Limited, Haron Apau Redu. More on this. Good evening. Thank you very much for your time, sir. The former managing director is disputing the claims made by your boss in this interview with the graphic newspaper.
Good evening, my brother. Let me correct the pronunciation of my name. The name is Harun Aparedu.
Harun, thank you.
Harun Aparedu.
Okay.
I am in charge of operations and technical, so I can take back your question now.
I'm saying that the former managing director has denied the claims from your boss that close to 2 years or he imported some spare parts, left it at the port for all this while, and these are some of the things he handed over to your boss, and so the interview granted was a bit of inaccurate.
Thank you once more. It is unfortunate, it is misleading for the then managing director to be speaking this way. My brother, I was expecting you would have asked him when was the exact date that the containers actually arrived in Ghana. In fact, the containers arrived in Ghana February 2024, early part of 2024. It is also not true. It is misleading, highly disingenuous to our listeners. The containers did not come alongside or same time those buses were cleared. It is also not true. It is false. You see, the buses came, and the supply of those buses was as a result of government of Ghana with the Netherlands government agreement, where over time, the Netherlands government supplies to government of Ghana VDL buses. And this agreement was supposed to take care of 100 buses. And the 100 buses, the supply chain, was supposed to commence from 2022, 2023, 2024. In fact, in 2022, they brought about 20 of those buses. Then 2023, 30, then 2024, 50. So the spare parts came from Belgium, same company. When the spare parts arrived, instead of them to go and pay for the charges at the port, at the time, the charges was not even up to 50,000 Ghana cedis. This man sat down, unconcerned, unbothered, and allowed this issue to be there. We only cited a report of this just 2 months ago. So we quickly had to expedite action on it. And quickly we went to GRA. And for almost about 2 years now, the charges have ballooned from over 50,000 Ghana cedis to around 3 million because of demurrage and other penalty charges. So we went to GRA, and GRA, through the support of the ministry, came in and they were ready to waive off those charges. But then, those, the 40-footer container have been confiscated. So they will now have to re-auction it, or they will now have to auction it to Metro Mass as the consignee. So we quickly then got the central government involved, that's the Office of the President, and I can assure you that the Office of the President has quickly intervened. And as I talk to you, I surely believe by the close of the week or early next week, we should be able to get this container. So he actually sat down, unconcerned. The container got to Ghana February 24th, 2024. Check from February 24th, 2024, all the way to 22nd of February 2025 when he handed over. So the claim that he's making, for me, it is false, it is disingenuous, and I don't expect him to do that at his level. Secondly, this man claims that he left a healthy company in the hands of the new administration. Once again, I was expecting you to ask him, as you speak, from his own handover note too, he claims or he says the company is indebted to the tune of 135 million. That's other incidentals. In his own handover notes, he also claims that the company is indebted to GOIL to the tune of over 28 million. In his own documents, the company is indebted to Ghana Revenue Authority, GRE, as a result of non-payment, non-compliance of income tax of our workers to the tune of over 35 million. How can you then claim that you left a healthy company? As I talk to you, my brother, are you aware when we came, 3 months' salary was in arrears? This man could not pay. So please, as I talk to you, within the last 10 months, we have paid GOIL. In fact, they took fuel to a tune of 28 million. We've paid 10 million to GOIL, Ghana Oil. So now the current indebtedness to GOIL stands at 18 million. The 3 month salary arrears has been cleared. As again I talk to you, the last time appraisals was done for our workers was as way back as 2016. Now general appraisal has been done for our workers. Salaries have been increased. Critical staff by 25%, senior staff by 20%. The critical staff here means conductors, mechanics, drivers. Those are critical staff. As you speak, those salary increments has been done. For the first time since 2016, December last year, we paid what you call cost of living allowance for our workers. Under the previous management and administration, it is unfortunate for the man to be saying this. And I believe some of our workers will be extremely disappointed in him. Are you aware that our drivers, hard-working drivers who are working with the companies, were paid a peanut of 900 Ghana cedis as a monthly salary? Under this man, conductors were paid 720 Ghana cedis as monthly salary. Those who are supposed to collect money and revenue for the company, they were paid 720 Ghana cedis. Under this man, when we came to meet an ITMA solution, a payment collection platform of 45%. He was he's one of the longest serving managing directors of the company. Now, President Mahama gave us a performance contract of 3 months, to fully automate our system so that we'll be able to generate more, block the leakages and the tapering. And I can report to our listeners that within a matter of 2 months, we have cleared that, and now we've done about 98% as we speak. That is what has ballooned our revenue generation. From the 9.3 recorded under him, and last month we recorded 17.3 million. The month of November we recorded 14.7 million. Again, under this same Mr. Dubois, under his term, or under his tenure, this man sat down. We were supposed to be routing close over 300 routes. He came to inherit an operational basis of 600 as way back as 2017. That is the operational basis of the company. The company had about 1,100 buses. The operational one was about 600. When this man was leaving office, he left the company with just 115 buses.
Okay, Harun, I get you now. But then let's go back. Let's go back to the spare parts. Was it? Hold on. Was it part of his handing over notes in respect of the spare parts issue? Was it part of the handing over notes?
No. The only bit of the handover note that captures a spare parts were a container parked at the main head office, which contains some spare parts. In fact, the handover notes that he even refers to, ask him whether he signed his handover notes. Did he even sign it? Did he even present a hard copy? This man just sent a soft copy as a handover, and we insisted that he should come and do a proper handover note, give us a physical report, sign it, and date it. To date, ask him. Even I want you to ask him to date.
Okay.
The company's audited report for 2023 under him, 2024. Ask him whether it has been signed. The board chairman, his own board chairman, said he will not sign that document.
Okay, Harun, I get you loud and clear. Thank you very much for your time. Harun Apauredu is the Deputy Managing Director of the Metro Mass Transit Limited. This is Eyewitness News, coming to you live from our studio here in Accra. Up next is Business News.
significant financial transaction, every market movement, and all the policies that affect your business. Citi Business News. Be informed.
Time now for City Business News on Eyewitness News. I am Ejubi Wiafe Akentin. Let's settle for the details. The Securities and Exchange Commission has sought to reassure investors in Ghana's green bond markets, pledging that future issuances will be insulated from the losses associated with the domestic debt exchange program. Speaking to the media on the sidelines of the Ghana Green Bonds Market Development Program in Accra, Director General of the Commission, Dr. James Kluchi-Aveji, said the design and purpose of the new green bond framework differ fundamentally from government-issued debt instruments.
The DDP actually was the bond issued by the government. And in the past, when we were all in secondary school, we were taught that bills, bonds, securities with government are risk-free. But the DDP taught all of us, both investors, the issuers, that it is not that. But this one is basically for the real sector, the corporate body, not for government. So we can assure you that any corporate body that will want to issue the bond, we will do our work to ensure that the investor's interest is protected, so that when that bond is issued, the bond will trade well on the Ghana Stock Exchange, the value of the bond will grow, and the price will go up, so that tomorrow or in future, if you want to dispose of that bond, you make your capital gain. And so no fears for that. That is why SEC is there to protect the interests of the investor. But in any case, if government want to issue it, we will still have to ensure that the right thing is done so that the investor's interest is protected. But government has announced recently to issue about 10 billion infrastructure bond. We wouldn't know if this one will fall under the green bond. It depends on what they'll put in the prospectus. If it falls under the green bond, so be it.
Dr. James Kluchi-Aveji is the Director General of the Securities and Exchange Commission. Now, Vice President of Ghana, Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman, has described the government settlement of energy sector debts as a worthwhile initiative. This follows the recent clearance of outstanding energy sector liabilities amounting $1.47 billion in the 2025 fiscal year, a move that has effectively rescued the sector and freed it from crippling debt. Speaking during her working visit to the Ministry of Energy and Green Transition, she noted that settling the debt would significantly drive efficiency and sustainability within the sector.
We had huge debts. And it wasn't an amusing situation at all. So all the suggestions that came, for being very, very positive and for going along with the suggestions. We are here to advance the wealth through a precedent. Not only have we able deputies and lieutenants who are making this happen. So we are very, very grateful, especially the efficiency you have brought in ensuring that we are responding to our debts, that we are making the people who make inputs into energy also know that all of this has been worthwhile. Again, that is one area that I'm very, very happy about.
You heard Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman, Vice President of Ghana. Away from that, government says it will support steel manufacturers to produce at competitive rates as the country records improved macroeconomic indicators. Minister for Trade, Agribusiness and Industry Elizabeth Ofosu-Adjare disclosed this after a working visit to Ryder Steel Company Limited, where steel manufacturers assured her of price stability.
Lately, I've been in the news of meetings with the steel manufacturers and cement manufacturers, asking them to produce according to standard, yet at good prices, because here we are lucky that the exchange rate has become stable after it's reduced, and so it is time for Ghanaians and investors alike to take a benefit of the stable cedi. And so I think that they did well last week by assuring us that they were not going to increase the price. We yet agree with them that it's not only the exchange rates that affect their pricing. We are willing and ready as a government to help them produce at a good rate so that their prices will be good. So I'm happy that they are using both ferrous and non-ferrous metals. It will be recalled that this year, the government of Excellency John Dramani Mahama, in our bid to feed the industry with non-agro products, has banned the export of non-ferrous raw materials in addition to the ferrous raw materials that was banned previously to ensure that we can feed our industry with raw material.
Elizabeth Ofoswejare is Minister for Trade, Agribusiness and Industry. And that's all for Citi Business News on Eyewitness News. I am Ijubi Biafe Akente. Up next is Point Blank.
Oh, jump on now. Go. Google me. At what time will you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I don't change my car. It be the same, right? It be the fuel where I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind safe be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open there.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my gobe inside?
I give you info. Make a fill the gobe too small.
Go.
Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
My friends, I'm a very happy man. Let me share my testimony. I needed a home at a prime location, but I didn't have enough money. The little I had was too small to buy even a studio apartment, but a friend of mine introduced me to invest to own from Priority View Homes. I invested the little money I had for only 2 years. True to their word, at the maturity date, I qualified for a 2-bedroom luxury apartment at a prime location in Accra. Now look at me, living in my own home without the usual hassle. If you want a stress-free home to live in, I would advise you to sign up to their invest-to-own policy and say cheers to a new home. You may call Priority View Homes Limited on 055-588-2294, 055-588-2294, and you will never regret you did. Priority View Homes. There's no place like home.
Imagine making or collecting all payments without leaving your chair. Sounds like magic, right? Nah, it's Stanbic Pay.
As the Chief Financial Director of SBA Holdings Limited, payments from clients flow like magic through Stanbic Pay.
From school fees to utilities, government and statutory payment to investment, insurance payment, Hajj payment, and more. Just log on to Stanbic Pay and you're set for life. No Stanbic account, no queues, no stress, no last-minute panic.
Cherish your time and live happier in safety and convenience.
Just visit stanbicbank.com.gh or call 030-340-9212 or 055-676-0683 to get started.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
You're welcome back. You're also listening to Eyewitness News, coming to you live from our studio here in Accra. And this is Point Blank. Tonight, my guest is the former national chairman of the New Patriotic Party, Freddie Wosimewu Blay. We're talking about the MPP primaries and a number of national issues. Mr. Blay, welcome. Good evening and Happy New Year.
Same to you, Kwame. It's been a long time.
Yes. I'm very fine, thank you.
And happy New Year to your station and your viewers as well.
Many happy returns. Right. You're a member of the National Council of the MPP, I guess.
Yes, I do.
Why did you decide to hold the primaries first for the presidential before thinking about the other elections?
This story has been equipped for a long time, and we've made our point clear on it. The NEC recommended indeed to National Council over it that it is better, considering our performance and our preparation for the presidential and indeed for the general election itself. We thought that it was the best thing to do is to quickly get over with our presidential election first, and then of course go back to the party and conduct elections over the polling stations, the constituency, and the national elections.
As a party that suffered such a defeat in the last election, you don't think organizing and put it in a proper shape before thinking of the presidential and other elections? Because your party, as now many people will say, is not in the best of shape, so you should have done reorganization properly, so called.
I think what we've done have proven that is the best way to go about it. The party has been moving, gingered up. All the aspirants, I'm talking about the presidential aspirants, have gone around, organized the party, and you could see that there is some kind of spirit back to the party. The lethargy is gone. People are involved. One way or the other, there could be differences among members and rank and file, but why not? It's in account. They say when there is a conjout to fear, even among brothers, they struggle for it. It's okay. It's friendly hostilities.
How would you assess the campaigning so far from all the aspirants?
It's been so good.
Good, you say, Mr. Bele?
Very competitive.
The attacks, the insult that we hear and see all over the place.
It's a rehearsal.
Rehearsal to what?
A rehearsal to the main battle ahead of us. The main battle will be against our main opponent,
which is the NDC.
The NDC.
But if you are using such words among yourselves, when the NDC use those words against you,
as I said,
we've seen videos,
hard words don't break any bones. It tells a story. It tells people who are using the hard words and those who are listening. It's all add up to the chemistry of bringing out the best character among the aspirants and the leadership.
But that speak well of the party.
I find nothing wrong so far. As I said, hard words don't break bones. There could be some people have stepped across the red line, I would say, but that tells the character or characters who will be using bad words, which the citizenry maybe don't favor. It's okay.
But many have said that the party will come out more hurt.
I don't believe
from these primaries than forging ahead for victory and especially unity. Unity for the 2028 election.
I think what we've done, I'm talking of the elections that we are going to have, the preparations, everything else, if we add it together, we will all come together, reconcile, and back anybody who wants. You see the peace pact that was signed. It shows that whatever it is.
But even at that event, we saw one of the candidates not happy. We saw videos and pictures, expressing grievances over the documents that.
Maybe it was a wrong forum to express some differences, but I believe that even behind the scenes, before then, people had engaged themselves and talked about which clause you want to take up, which words you want to review and go. They've talked about it. If even at the last minute there could be a little differences, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, all the candidates signed it. Supposed to foster unity.
Is the MPP ready for 2028 election, irrespective of whoever is elected as flag bearer?
Well, we are preparing towards it. And I believe by the time we go to 28 elections, we will have been very prepared for it.
And can you win that election?
It's an election. We are confident if we come out with the right candidate and the parties, that is, I'm talking about the individuals and the factions, and we all come together. I'm convinced that we will do better.
Who is the right candidate?
We're going to elect the right candidate.
In your estimation, who is the right candidate?
Well, I have not changed my position on the matter. I have always insisted from day one, even in early January 2025, I made my position known that I prefer that we continue with Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
The same individual who led you to your heaviest defeat in the last election?
So the party lost We agree.
He was the arrowhead.
No, but it doesn't matter.
It matters.
You can't take the arrowhead and think that when you have your whole arrow, you are shooting, it's only the head that carries it. We all went to election. Ghanaians, particularly our own membership, many of them refused to vote. This time round, they've been used to what we did. And then another.
You're still listening to Point Blank on Eyewitness News, coming to you live from our studio here in Accra. My guest tonight is Mr. Freddie Wasimeruble. He's the former national chairman of the New Patriotic Party. So that's what you're saying?
Yes, I was saying that if you compare the two, the performance of the party, they are quite early. It's just a year and a month or so. Look at what they will do at the end of the day. I believe getting to 27 and 28, this country will compare and know what the performance of Nana Dankwa and backed by Baumia, and then the performance of my very good friend Mahama.
We'll come to the performance of President Mahama in the last 1 year, but do you think Ghanaians have forgiven the MPP enough to give the MPP another chance in 2028?
Kwame, when you say that Ghanaians are forgiven, they gave us opportunity to work for them. We did what we could do. So far as I'm concerned, our best performance, we did it very well.
But not to the satisfaction of Ghanaians.
That is another matter. We are saying that quite a number, there are various aspects of it, various factors. For example, our own members, those who backed us and co, are thought that something could have been done for them personally. They didn't experience that. And the whole country also maybe also thought that they were facing difficulties, some difficulties which were bitter pills for them, and therefore they were not very happy with us. They cast their vote, and of course we have accepted it. We conceded, we accepted it.
And can you bring all these people back 2028?
I'm saying they are watching, they are observers. That's why we're going around. That's why it was better to organize our primaries in terms of the presidential candidacy, to organize it well and give the opportunity to the people of this country to interact with us, to interact with that candidate and see, examine, question him, and let him explain what we did and how we did it, and whether we're doing it in the interest of this country or not. Time will soon tell.
You say that Dr. Baumia is the obvious choice and the best person to lead the MPP, but
from my perspective,
from your perspective, yes, your perspective, a former vice president known or came on board because of what many people said he was the economic whisker, but then the economy at the latter part of the administration, which he was a key member, was not in I would say best of shape. No reason why Ghanaians voted against you in the last election.
You described it. Quite a number of people also have taken it based on propaganda and agitation. Some people thought so, but now we are even enjoying. It is through the efforts and policies that Nana Dankwa's government came out with and started to implement, though some were hard. This government is reaping the last efforts that our government made, and the result is what at the moment they are enjoying. No new policies. Specifically gold for oil, which now they call it what is it?
The gold purchasing program.
It was initiated through the efforts of our presidential candidate at the moment. One of our candidates who was a vice president then. That's what he came out with. They have not done any changes except that the implementation is not extremely well executed, and there could be a few problems. But gold for oil was good. It didn't make Ghana lack oil. I'm talking about crude oil in this country. Everything else was going. As against even a country like Nigeria, where they produce a lot of oil, and yet when you go to Nigeria, long queues, and its payment is very difficult. Those companies who are importing oil or distributing oil in this country cannot complain of the latter part what had been put together by Dr. Baumia through Nana Dankwa. Right?
But this administration, the first day of President Mahama, a lot of people have given him thumbs up. The city is stable, prices at the pump has come low. economic stability, quite a number of things. But you say they've not implemented anything new. But then we are seeing the physical things which is currently ongoing in this country.
I earlier on, I don't know when I have come to this your station before, or you've come to interview me in the early months of of last year. I did say that it's a little early. We give ourselves a little time, and one will see what is happening. Well, the first thing that they did was to bring the city down, and they themselves admitted, although it was denied, unfortunately, by even the government itself from the beginning, that they were not pumping any dollar into the system. Remember, they came out to say that then, by September.
But they are pumping dollar into the system and is making the thing stable.
Give me. Give me a little time. Okay. And you are talking to me as not just as a layman, but definitely not as a top-notch economist. Okay. But at least what I have observed and what we've been told. They pumped 10 billion into the system to $10 billion. Fortunately, because we have had a lot of money from a lot of dollars from the
gold purchasing
programs and so they could, where we have the reserve gold that we could have built more. At that time, we had about 30 tons of gold that they put it. The rest that was coming, and quite a number, chunk of it was used to, as it were, to cushion the city.
Yeah,
it's artificial. It's a question of policy. We think that when our economy was moving, at first with the IMF negotiation, they thought that each man should put in only about $80 million into the system and let it go, because the economy was recovering. At the 14, it was literally stable, getting for about 2 years. And we think because gold prices were going up, and indeed at the moment as I talk to you, it's about 5,000 per ounce.
Yeah.
We could have put more gold on the side because it could be volatile. It could be
short-lived.
Yeah. And therefore, we would have by that time even had a little, because all countries do that. But people were in a hurry, maybe to satisfy the importers, and some people said, "Oh, look, we have brought down the city, we brought down the dollar. Now it could even the dollar could even go down as much as 8 or 9, because we have, but they themselves had put on the brakes and are trying to not to do that, because it also affects production internally. It affects cocoa purchases, how to go about farmers. If you are not taking you yourself, you will completely destroy the product that you used to rely on. It used to be the mainstay of the economy. Now you will even discourage exporters, those who are working hard, farmers and co, and how to pay them. It has its own both sides. So we were cautious as a policy decision. Then let's rather reserve part of our gold that the prices have come down, and build what we have with the Bank of Ghana, so that in rainy days we could use the money to stabilize the city, so that the yo-yoing could stop, and then we could move on, because the economy was moving on. Industrialization was doing well. Agric were doing very well. The statistics didn't come here with it, but everything else was on its way, because according to plan. Unfortunately, it was because of the COVID, but we're recovering. Handsomely. By the time we left, with over 6.9.
Ghana wasn't the only country that was hit by COVID.
No, but Ghana's economy was recovering by the GDP coming by 6.7, and was still moving on. We could have by now been 8 or more, but they pegged it at 4.8 recovery. Maybe they will change it now. But in terms of management of the economy, in terms of building stability that is long-lasting, in terms of not being populist, I'm saying NPP did very well. Ghanaians, sooner or later, I would say sooner than later, will realize that the economy was in very capable hands. Instead of just pumping dollars, of Of course, they have not taken a few steps to even make laws that will put you in prison if you export, if you import something into this country, or I would say that if you export anything there to outside the country and you don't bring the money back, could they put you in 10 years or what? So it's economic policy. It's not a question of just punishment. But if we're managing the economy the way we were going about it, forex will not. The forex.
So the gains we are seeing now, it will change in some few times to come.
Indeed, if gold prices come down, it will hurt us because there's no productivity now. People are not getting employed. They've talked about construction by the push. They've talked about will employ a few.
But they introduced a number of programs. The Jumera apprenticeship.
We are here to see that.
They started the distribution.
One person can easily bring 1 million. It's not a good policy. You can't go by that.
But at least it will create employment. It will create jobs.
Let's see.
Poultry farmers will be.
Let's wait and see. Give us a few more months. Yabo Baba, give it a few more months. We shall see.
So you mean what we are seeing now is just artificial?
I'm saying the dollar pumping, which brought the dollar down and the cedi up, was not the best policy that was opted for. We shall see.
It's not sustainable?
It can't be sustainable. Even if you think you can continue doing that, because gold, you dig it. And people are bet gold itself is a resource that can even get exhausted. It's not only that, it has some other options. What is happening is that the Galamsey is literally messing up our environment. Water is becoming expensive. Other things that we could, and people are not growing produce, farm produce and co. And there are a whole lot of it's almost like the Chilean situation or Zambian situation. And if you are not careful, we all depend it like Nigeria. We depend that oil will not produce groundnut again. We will depend on Galamsey. People, all our young men and women will be going into Galamsey venture.
You think we're not fighting it well enough?
We can't even. It's contradictory that you want to buy gold, you want to buy what Galamsey has produced, and yet you say that you are stopping it. You can't. You wouldn't do that.
So you mean we are getting our gold? We are getting our gold now from the Galamsey?
Yes.
Is that what it is?
Absolutely. I'm convinced about that.
How do you know?
How do I know? The facts are clear. I come from a gold area. I come from the western region. I come from Alabama, where almost every place has been, carved out and sold for Galamseyers.
And that's the constituency of the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources?
It's obvious. I don't want to go there. It's a bit tricky for me to do that. But I'm definitely, this is what is happening. Galamsey, we buy the gold for gold.
The gold board.
Gold board. And yet you say you are stopping fighting Galamsey. You're speaking with the two sides of your mouth. It's not possible. Indeed, I wouldn't even, as a city here, would say that we're going to fight Galamsey vigorously and stop it altogether, because it's a resource from the land. People sit by it in their houses, on their farms. Now, if you want to dig Galamsey, or want to involve in Galamsey, even put up policies that could mitigate the effects of Galamsey, the impact of Galamsey, like replanting trees, stopping people from going near rivers and go distance.
But they have the blue water gas, and that's what they are doing.
From the economy, from their budget, last budget, how much was put there? They put more money in buying parts than taking care of the environment, which is being destroyed by Galamsey. Can you imagine that?
And I know very well an amount of 50 million cedis was allocated to the 9 months fight, the task force.
It's only 50. I'm talking about is more than that, about 100 and something million. That's what was allocated to fight Galamsey. Yet you put about 210 or so $1 million, is it
cedis? Yeah,
to import parts. So you are not serious about Galamsey. Galamsey, that from which the gold from which you are getting or you are capable of using over $1 billion a month to cushion your city. And yet you can't put even more than 100 or 200 million dollars to mitigate the effect, the negative effect of that. And it's a bad policy, but let's wait and see what happens.
You're right. Let me take your views on recent developments aside MPP and NDC. The former finance minister, Kenneth Oyata, is fighting his freedom, immigration and extradition. You are a lawyer. What do you make of all this process?
I wouldn't know all the facts of that. I know that we're told that he's been ICE have taken him into custody or whatever, and he's fighting hard for it. He's coming back he's coming to court in April. I don't know whether it is Ghana had put in a request for his extradition to the country to face whether he's accused or to come to court. I don't know exactly what the effect is, but it is the government's own attitude that has created that atmosphere. From the beginning, when he went to raid at his house, not only him, but even the Bank of Ghana, the governor of the Bank of Ghana, and quite all that's why people put on some hood and invaded their houses. Children were treated with some kind of trauma, or they felt very traumatic of what the people had come to their house. It's risky. Even right now, as I'm told, it's in court coming out. People are demonstrating.
Yeah,
in the street, in American, and I'm saying it's obviously will be interpreted as political. It's not that you want him for any matter. Indeed, the utterances of the Minister for Justice and Attorney General that he will give everything out. If it means only $1, you will go and bring what is his name? Ken in. It means he will do everything. If he doesn't bring him, he will resign. I'm told that is what he said. I didn't hear him, but that's what they told.
Do you think this is just political persuasion? Instead of coming back to
even if it's not
accountability?
The intention was to bring somebody to come and face accountability, to account for this country. The way you are going about it, the attitude of the Minister for Justice and Attorney General create the impression that you are only looking for him for political reasons.
And can that help Ken's case in the U.S. court?
For me, from my perspective, I would have said that yes. It's rather helping Ken's case. If I don't know what he has pleaded, if he says that it's only being sought for to be brought to Ghana on political reasons, any court anywhere else, as a lawyer, I'll give some kind of sympathetic ear to what he says, particularly when he has a good lawyer.
You're still listening to Point Blank on Eyewitness News. My guest tonight is Mr. Freddie Wesume, the former national chairman of the New Patriotic Party, the MPP. Let me take your view on another case also, which you are also a lawyer. Mr. Nyaho Tamakolo, Professor Kwamla Frimpong Boateng, and a former official of the NDC, previous NDC administration, have taken the matter to the Supreme Court. They said that they should more or less abolish the delegate system we have among the political parties, the MPP, the NDC, and the CPP. They believe that it's not representative enough, and that some members, or let's say the general populace, do not have opportunity to be involved in the selection of the various parliamentary and presidential aspirants.
Well, they've gone to court. There used to be a time when my very good friend and opponent, General Mosquito,
that's not NDC now.
Used to say everybody can go to court. he didn't put it that way. He put it in a West form that any fool can go to court. Well, the court is open. The doors are open. Whatever you feel that you want to go to court for, the court to pronounce some kind of judgment or interpret this case, go to the Supreme Court for interpretation. I have not completely taken a look at what they might have filed, except the newspaper report, and then your radio and co have come out the electronic media.
Is there merit in this case?
That's what I'm saying. I haven't read it properly to see what they have gone, but my immediate reaction to it that it's when I read it from the Constitution. Constitution, all political parties should organize themselves in a very democratic manner. The question is, they have constitutions. Have they gone against the Constitution? The question, who even now want to prescribe how to organize it? What kind of delegates you should use? Which people? Can you afford to bring all people to come and vote? These are questions that some of them, the people who have not been involved in the management of parties. Because they themselves, they only speak to newspapers and co. They have no idea of what it is to organize a party. So they can talk, because even now, what we're going about, how to gather people to go and vote in the constituencies. And it takes a lot of money. We've expanded it. Expanded the
Electoral College.
And the delegates are coming from various police stations and co. It has open as we could. It has inclusive as we could. That's what is happening. And then if you say that it's not, do you want everybody who can say, can go to court, can come out and say to me, I'm an NPP now, when you don't have even a card? You say that I'm an NPP, say come and take part in the elections. You want the NDC, you want MPP people to go and fill their Congress rooms and vote for them. It's happened sometimes. Or do you want NDC people also to come and make themselves, register themselves as voters for MPP? And it's sometimes.
Is the current MPP fake?
So absurd.
Is the current MPP fake?
We can talk about fake. Anybody who talks about fake, I don't understand what you mean by fake. But the least I can say is that anybody who talks like that is talking irresponsibly. It's definitely not, particularly when you claim to be a member of the party. And you say the fake. It's reckless when you talk like that. But democracy, that's what we suffer. When you say you are going by democracy, you allow people to say what they want. Do you understand me? So you defend them with your life, even if they are talking foolishly. Take it like that. If you go on the party, you could describe the party as fake. It's a little insulting. But whatever it is, and it should be in our parlance, local parlance, have a big stomach to take in and stomach some of such utterances.
Finally, we need to go. Our time is up. Is the MPP ready for Saturday's election?
Absolutely. I'm convinced this is one of the most well-organized elections that we're going to be. Very competitive, but it's been very well organized. The aspirants have conducted themselves well. They have thrown heavyweights at each other, so in some cases. But as I said, heavyweights don't break bones, right? So I wish all of them were, particularly Dr. Bawumia. I endorse his candidature. I associate myself with the MPs, most of the MPs who have said that he's the best. And even past MPs, those who lost their elections, have come out to say that, yes, we lost, but we thank. It's not a mistake, maybe our communication. But Dr. Bawumia is the best leader that we can use for this election. I endorse it wholeheartedly.
Sabile, thank you very much for your time.
You're most welcome.
Freddie Wasimeo Blay, former national chairman, New Patriotic Party, a member of the National Council of the MPP, member of the National Executive Committee of the New Patriotic Party as well. He was my guest tonight on Point Blank on Eyewitness News. My name is Sami Wiafe. Earlier you heard Ejubi Wiafe. The show produced by Beverly London, Kwabla Wosen, and Juliana Odame. Technical assistant Desmond Nyako. So we'll come your way again tomorrow. May the good Lord be with us all.